What is the need to opt the optional history? That is the main question here. Now see, why we have to opt the optional history? Apart from the optional, that is the 500 marks, apart from the optional, we have to there is a need to opt the history optional, because that is for the GS part, both in the prelims and in the mains, it is useful. One is okay, and that too in the interview session. This is the third stage. In the interview session also, it plays a key role, because for every essay, okay, after the mains also, essay writing. Essay. See, for every essay, there is background must be needed. Some background must be needed. See, one or the two essays, particularly they need a background from the history. Okay, from that view, the history plays a key role. One is in the prelims, and next in the mains, and next in the essay, and it provides a comprehensive knowledge in the interview. To answer the interview questions, the history optional will provide a comprehensive knowledge and the critical thinking. Okay, now at this time only I will tell them demerits. What are the demerits to the optional history? There is a belief that history optional took more time for the preparation, because the syllabus is vast. Vast syllabus is the main demerit. But it is like a superstitious belief. Okay, I'm strictly saying this is a superstitious belief, because vast syllabus, no doubt it is a vast syllabus only, both for the coaching and for the preparation. For the coaching, geography optional, if geography optional took 3 months, the history optional took 4 to 5 months. Okay, that is what in the coaching. And if we come to the preparation, for the geography student, he takes the 3 months. For the history optional student, he takes the 5 months. 2 months extra rather than compared to the other optionals. It is sure. Okay. No doubt, it is the vast subject. It is the vast syllabus. That is sure. But still, people are adopting the optional history apart from this vastness. History is a vast subject, but still students are adopting history. Why? Because history is more interesting than other subjects. Okay. Why history is more interesting? Because it is a continuous subject. It is a continuous subject, and we are not learning the science. It is not like a science part. We are learning about our past. Just our past. Okay. The past of the India, the past of the world, the past of our religion, the past of our culture, the past of the economy. Okay, our economy, our trade, like that, the past of our people. So it's a very interesting subject, because of that single reason most of the people are adopting the optional history. Just single agenda, that is it is a very interesting subject. Otherwise people won't adapt to the subject, because it is very vast subject. People won't adapt to the history. They won't give any vote for history. Because of its interesting concepts only, people are adopting the history. Okay. And now, see, it is like a story oriented. Everything will be in a story oriented. That is the main advantage with the history. One thing I will tell, for the civil aspirants, they are appearing for 500 marks for the optional. Okay, 500 marks. That is one of the reason Okay, they are writing for 500 marks. Means they have to go into the depths. On single subject, they are writing for 500 marks. Means they have to go into the details. That is one of the reason. And next is the, okay, they have to make the critical analysis. Not going into the depth is important. We have to make the critical analysis. Okay, critical analysis of any subject, of any of the civils optional, it is necessary. Any subject, even the literatures need the critical analysis. Literature is a stock knowledge. Even the literatures of every language, it requires the critical knowledge. Okay, and next part is the, for so many people, most of the people, that is the 80% of the people took more years to achieve the civil servants. To achieve the civil services, they took more years. Say, you will, if you are the candidate, see, only the 20% of the aspirants will achieve in the single attempt or the twice, the second attempt. For most of the people, 80% of the people, they took 3 to 4 years. Okay. Now, okay, this year we learned the optional history. We went to the coaching center and we learned the optional history. Okay, it must be remained for the next year also. That the same interest must be remained for the next year. Okay, because in this year, it is not sure that we can attain the job. For that purpose, it must be needed that the interest must be retained for the continuous years. Means that depth must be retained and that the critical analysis must be retained for the continuous years, that is the 2 to 3 years like that. Okay, for that purpose, interesting is important. Interest is important. That's why so many people will tell, so much faculty in India, they will tell in a single word, if you have interest, you are to that optional. Just interest only. If you have interest, don't bother anything, just opt that optional. That is a single point given by most of the faculty in India. Okay, even in the, you ask anyone suggestions, they will tell in a single word, if you have interest, you opt that option. My answer is also, if you have interest, you opt that option. If you have interest in geography, you opt that option. If you have interest in public administration, you opt that option. Like that, if you have interest in history, opt that option. See, every option will have its demerits and the merits also. I have already told you the merits of the history. For the prelims part, that is in the GS, in the prelims, it will be useful. Okay, in the mains part, history plays a key role, apart from the optional. Okay, and in the essay part, for every essay, you have to need the background. For that purpose, it is useful. Okay, and in the interview part, the comprehensive knowledge, it is very useful. Comprehensive knowledge is more helpful to you, and the critical analysis will be developed for you. Okay, see, one thing I will tell, this history, geography, public administration, this all, if you compare these optionals versus the literature optionals, see, I won't criticize any optional. Okay, when you see this one, this is the stock knowledge. Stock knowledge is necessary. Syllabus is limited. For the literatures, of any literature, the syllabus is limited. Scoring is more. Okay, surely the scoring is more and the syllabus is limited. Okay. For these subjects also, if we don't compare this one, when you see the other subjects, here also the syllabus is limited only, but little bit less scoring. Okay. But now come to the literature. Literature scoring is more, but it won't be helpful in the GS part. Its percentage of the weightage is 0%. Literature weightage in the GS part, that is in the prelims, mains, and in the essay writing also, its weightage is 0. But whereas the history and the geography and the other options, okay, their weightage will be up to 15%. 15% in the prelims, 15% in the mains, 15% in the essays, and a 15% in the interview. Okay. Now, before, from the last 20 years onwards, particularly from the last 15 years, there is a drastical change in the history. The UPSC board made a drastical changes every year. That was from the past 15 years, the history of India shifted from the kings to the common people, kings to commons. No need to learn the kings, about the kings. Learn about the common people, the society. Okay, how is the society of the Mauryans? How is the educational system of the Mauryans? How is the religious system of the Mauryans? Okay, how is the trade and commerce in the Mauryan period? Okay, if you compare one kingdom, how is the trade and commerce? How is the society? How is the religion? How is the culture? How is the art and architecture? Okay, is there any musicians? Okay, is there any contribution from the Mauryan side to the Indian history? These all things we have to learn here. That is the kings to common. The history knowledge was shifted from the king's orientation to the common orientation. We have to see on behalf of the people. History is nothing but learning about our past, our people, our society, our educational system, our culture, our religious system, okay, our trade and commerce, our art and architecture, our monuments. This is our history, not about the kings. The same pattern was followed by the UPSC. UPSC followed this type of pattern. Every syllabus. See, if you compare any chapter, this is the syllabus. Learning about the society, learning about the religion sector, like that. Okay, that is the history shifted from kings to the commons. This is from the last 15 years they are adopting this topic, this view. Okay, and now, and see the other topics. They are not asking the questions about the particular years. No years at all. No years at all. No need to learn all the years. For example, I am telling, out of 100 years, learn about 20 years is enough. And that 20 years also for the continuation purpose only, not to remembrance. In order to give the continuation for the next topic, it is useful. Okay, no need to learn any years. I am sure, 100% sure, no questions will be appeared about the years. Okay. And next is this is also they are adopting. Okay. And all questions are based on the critical analysis. All the questions are based on the critical analysis. Okay, critical analysis. If the battle occurred, you will know everything. What had happened, what not to happen, everything we know. Okay, but still we have to analyze the topic. See, this critical analysis is not only for history. For every optional, it is they adopted this topic. Every questions of every optional was based on the critical analysis only. If you take geography, every questions are on the critical analysis only. Critical analysis, reasoning way. Okay. Now see, I will tell some of the questions in this class, how they are asking. And now when you come to the material, the market, so much of material is available, but learn the standard material. Okay, and analyze that material, that is important. Learn one book, refer one book, and analyze that book. That is very important. Analyze, a critical analysis on that book is important. For that purpose, you have to write the notes for it. You have to write or prepare a notes. You have to prepare the notes. Without notes, nothing will be there. That is sure. No notes, you can't score the highest marks in history. Okay. Even sometimes you can't qualify in the history optional also. Very least marks you will get. Okay. That is 100%. You have to apply the notes. Notes is very, very important. Not only for history, for every option, and not only for every option, for every subject. For every subject, even the newspaper also, you have to prepare the notes. The civil aspirant has to prepare his own notes. That is important. You may go to any coaching center, not a matter. You can go to any coaching center. They will tell everything. They will cover everything, but still there is a need to prepare the notes. Every coaching center and every faculty, they will cover most of the syllabus. 100% of the syllabus they will cover. But still, they cover only 20%. 80% you only have to read. 80% of the syllabus have to be covered by yourself only. Any optional, any faculty for the civil services, in any institute of India, they will cover only the 20% of the weightage. Okay. See, when you compare the UPSC syllabus and the faculty notes, you know everything. You feel that Sir told everything, professor explained everything, but still 80% of the syllabus has to be covered by yourself only. This 80%, 60% is critical analysis only. On this 20%, you have to make again the notes. There is a 60% is about the critical analysis only. Okay, syllabus is fixed. This 20% only, but based on this syllabus only, you have to make the critical analysis. That is very important. The remaining is 20% is the extra topics only. Extra topics which the faculty didn't cover. Okay. This rule was applied to every subject of the civil services. Not only the options, every subject. Okay. Preparing the notes on your own means already lot of material is available in the market and the professor material will be there. Okay, both things will be there, but still you have to prepare the notes, and that notes also only the critical analysis only. What the Sir told, that one only you are preparing is no use. Okay, Sir will tell everything. 1857 revolt, the professor will explain everything. What are the causes for the revolt? Okay, what is the cause of the revolt? Who participated in the revolt? Okay, what is the result of the revolt? What is the impact of the revolt on the Indian society? Impact of the revolt. What are the reasons? How the revolt course occurs? Course of the revolt. How the revolt was going on. Participated. Who participated in the revolt? Okay. what is the result of the revolt, and what is the impact of the revolt on the Indian history. Okay, this all things was covered by the professor, the coaching institute faculty. Everything, every point will be covered. You have to prepare the notes. You don't prepare this type of notes because this is for reference. The faculty is like a referred book. It's like a reference book. Okay, just a reference only. He will give the guidance. Any faculty will give the guidance only. Particularly for the civil servants. Particularly for the civil services, every faculty will give the guidance only. This is 100% sure. Only guidance. How to prepare. What we have to know and what we have to leave. What is important and what is not important. And they will give the approach in what way we have to go. They will show just the path. That path is this one only. They will explain everything. Okay, even they will make the preparation based on the past 20 years. They will collect the previous 20 years papers. Based on those 20 years papers only, they will prepare the notes for you. How the questions will be appeared in the future, how the pattern will be. The guessing questions also they will give. Still, there is a need for you to learn the 80% syllabus. Still, in your view, faculty covers the 100% syllabus. No sure he will cover the 100% syllabus. But still UPSC will asking, still UPSC expects the 80% of your knowledge. But still, UPSC target is that one. Okay, their main target is to evaluate the student. They want the critical analysis from the student. Okay, they want every question in a reasoning way. See, asking questions is very easy than to answer. Am I correct or not? Asking the questions is very easy. They can ask in any way. Even the faculty cannot guess it. Okay, even many of the institutes cannot guess it. Okay, that's why the questions of the UPSC won't repeat for year to year. They won't repeat at all. You see, any question, any paper, last 40 years papers also if you refer, no question will be repeated. One or two will be there. That is exception. One or two. Apart from this, no questions will be repeated. Only 2% of the questions. Only 2%. 2 to 1% only. That too also. Okay. UPSC, if you consider any 40 years papers of any subject, they won't repeat any question. No questions will be repeated. No repetition of the questions. Not only here in the GS part also. Not only in the optionals, in the GS part also. That is the main intention of the UPSC. Not to repeat any question. Okay. That's why 80% of the syllabus has to cover by the student itself, and he has to apply his own knowledge, not from the stock knowledge. Okay. What the faculty covers, you have to observe it. Based on that, on your own, you have to weigh the questions on your own. Okay, in this way, the question was asked, how to answer. In that way, the question was asked, how to answer. Okay. That is the critical analysis. For that only, it takes a lot of the time. Okay. It is necessary for every option. It is mandatory for every option. Okay. Now, see, So don't fear about the vastness of the subject and about the years. Interest is important. Interest is the main thing here. Okay. And now see some of the critical analysis questions of the history. How to learn the history optional. Is how to score the history optional. Scoring the history optional, learn the every concept. That is everyone will do. See, even the average student and the below average students also will do. They will cover each and every topic. Up to here, all are common. Who are appearing for the exam, all are common up to here. You will know everything. Okay, 1757, Battle of Plassey, 1764, Battle of Buxar. Everyone will know. But the critical analysis, the successful people only will know. Critical analysis. For example, I am telling the 1857 revolt. I took this example. Okay. 1857 revolt. Okay. It was famously called as the 1857 revolt or the Sepoys revolt. Okay. It is common for everyone. That's why I touched this topic. Okay, everyone knows it. 1857 revolt or the Sepoys revolt. Everyone in India, those who passed the 10th class student also can know. Okay. Now see, you will see what are the reasons for the revolt. I will explain in a brief way, very brief way. I won't give any details, just briefly. Okay. From that only I will answer the questions. Okay. You will see what are the causes for the revolt. Okay. The main causes are in the Indian army, 60:1 is the ratio of the soldiers. That is for every 6 sepoys, 1 soldier will be there. That is the 60:1. Sepoys means the Indian army. That is the Indian people in the British army. This is the British army. In that Indian army is nothing but the Indian soldier is called as the sepoy. Indian soldier is nothing but called as the sepoys. Soldier means British soldier. For every one British soldier, 6 sepoys are there. Okay, that is the ratio of the British. British has 3 lakh army in India. At the time of 1857, British had the 3 lakhs army. Out of 3 lakhs army, for every 6 sepoys, 1 British soldier will be there. This is the ratio. Okay, in this way. Okay, there are so many reasons. Okay, lot of racial discrimination is there. Okay, racial discrimination is there. Everything will be there. Okay, both in the racial discrimination in the promotion. Okay, in the allowances and in the salaries. In everything, racial discrimination is there. And the British has hurt the sentiments of the sepoys. Okay, religious sentiments, particularly the religious sentiments. For the one of the religious sentiment is the use of the cartridge. Cartridge is like a bullet. Okay, they have to open the knob of the bullet, that is called as the cartridge. This cartridge is made up of the beef and pork. This was a rumor. Who spread this exactly don't know. Who spread this rumor was exactly don't know. But beef and the pork, because this cartridge, that is the knob of the bullet, is made up of the beef and the pork. It is rumor. It was spread by unknown person. Okay, it spread to all the regiments of the army. All the regiments, all the cantonments of the army was spreading with this rumor. Okay, beef is a sacred animal for the Hindus. And a pork is a sacred animal, that is the pig is a sacred animal for the Muslims. Okay. Beef is the cow is the sacred animal for the Hindus, and the pig is the sacred animal for the Muslims. This is the way. Okay. So the religious sentiments of the both the people, that is the Hindus and the Muslims, was hurted a lot. Okay. This is the roamer. There is a cartridge is the roamer. Okay. Cartridge is nothing but the knob of the bullet. We have to open that knob and we have to put that bullet in the rifle so that it can be worked. Okay. That is the process. Someone passed. Okay. This cartridge is made up of the pork and the beef. So the religious sentiments of the both Hindus and Muslims was affected. Okay. Because of this, they started the revolts. Okay. See, in the Indian army, that is for every 6 persons, one soldier will be there. Means the sepoys content is more. The number of sepoys is more in the Indian army. That is nothing but the British army in India. Indian army at the time of 1857 is nothing but the British army in India. Okay. That is for the sepoys. I am telling about the reasons for the 1857 revolt. Okay, the next one is the Jamindars. Jamindars also participated. Why Jamindars has to participate in the 1857 revolt? What is the need? The need is the Jamindari system was there. According to the Jamindari system, the land was given to the Jamindars. Okay, some rent has to be paid back. Okay, this is the reason. Okay, some rent has to pay. See, for every Jamindars, some land will be given. Large settlements of the land. Okay, that too large, 100 acres, 200 acres, 50 acres like that. More than 50 only. For every Jamindar, this land was given by the Britishers. Okay, Britishers after the harvest, they have to give the 11 by 10th part, 10 by 11th part as a rent to the British. Okay, that is a deal. That is a treaty between the Jamindars and the Britishers. But due to some conflict with some of the Jamindars, Britishers took that land away back. Okay, that is the reason for the some of the Jamindars. Britishers took some of the land which was given by them only from some Jamindars. Okay, among the Jamindars, Kalwar Singh is one. Okay, I am giving the brief details only, I am not going into the details, I am explaining very briefly. Okay, because the class is very limited. Okay, now next is the Sepoys power, Jamindars power. Next is the kings also participated in the revolt. Okay, so many kings, due to the doctrine of lapse, which was adopted by the Dalhousie, adopted the doctrine of lapse. According to the doctrine of lapse, it is a policy. According to this policy, every no king has the right to give his throne to the adopted son. No adopted son in India has the right to occupy the throne. Okay, that is the doctrine of lapse. No adopted son of every king, of any king, okay, no adopted son of any king has the right to occupy the throne. Okay, that is the doctrine of lapse. Because of that doctrine of lapse, some victims are there. Because of this doctrine of lapse, it affected some of the Indian kings. The victims are Jhansi, Nana Sahib of the Maratha. Okay, like that. Some other names also is there. I am not mentioning here. Okay, that is the reason for the kings. Reason for the kings is doctrine of lapse. Reason for the Jamindars is taking away the land back, which was given by the British only. British is only taken the land back. Okay, that is for the Jamindars. Sepoys revolt is for the Sepoys. Already you know what is the reason. Okay, like that. Due to some land revenue conflicts, Britishers are collecting the more land revenue from the and the artisans. That is the reason for the peasants and the artisans. That is the reason for the peasants and artisans. Okay. And the Orthodox people also participated. Particularly the Orthodox people from the Hindu side. The Orthodox, particularly the Brahmanical society, participated in this revolt. Okay. These are the people participated in this revolt. Okay. Sepoys participated, Jamindars participated, kings participated, peasants and artisans participated, and the Orthodox people participated. Why? What is the need for the Orthodox people to participate in the revolt? The main reason is the religious sentiments of the Orthodox people was affected. What are these religious sentiments? Like the abolition of the sati. With the help of Raja Ram Mohan Rai, the British officer, that is the William Bentinck, he abolished the sati. Okay, that is the religious sentiment of the Brahmanical society at that time. Okay, and the widow remarriages. Okay, because of these all things, Orthodox people participated. Because the religious sentiments of the Orthodox people was affected. Did you get my point? Okay. Now see, for the 1857 revolt, everyone believes that 1857 revolt is related to only the sepoys. No, not at all. It is a revolt by different sections of the people. That is by the sepoys, by the jamindars, by the kings, by the peasants and the artisans, for the Orthodox, for their own reason. For their own reasons. They have their own reasons. Okay, but the common enemy is British. They came up together for the common enemy. They have their own reasons. The reasons are different, but they combine together for the common enemy. Okay. Okay, course of the battle I am not explaining now because of the time limit. Okay, battle occurred. Everything was going on. Okay, some of the Nana Sahib was escaped to Nepal. Okay, Bahadur Shah too headed this revolt. Okay, the reasons are there. Mangal Pandey killed the two British officers. That is the reason. This is the course of the revolt. Okay, course of the revolt was over. I am not giving the explanation about the course of the revolt. Because in this class, my main intention is not to give the details of the revolts. Okay, I want to explain something that I will tell. Okay, that is the course of the revolt. Means some of the kings died. Okay, some of the kings escaped to the Nepal. Some of the jamindars, they faced a lot of problems with the British. And some of the artisans, they attacked the Britishers and they also attacked by the Britishers. Okay, in this way, the revolt was going on. Okay, this is the thing. That is the course of the revolt. Okay, finally, it is not a victory for the British, not for the Indians. It is not at all, it is like not a pitched battle. Okay, it's just a revolt, agitation. Okay. Now see, finally, Indians only were defeated. Strictly speaking, Indians only defeated in the revolt. Okay. Okay. All is over. Everything is over. I also explained the result also. Britishers only, almost they got the victory. Not the Indians. Britishers only got the victory. See, now I explained the causes, course, okay, and the result also. Britishers got the victory, more victory. Okay, now see, we came to the, for other competitive exams, these things are important. For other competitive exams, the causes are important, the course is important, and the result is important. In the causes also, who participated is also important. Participation. Who participated? From where? Nana Sahib participated from Kanpur. Jhansi participated from Jhansi district. Okay, like that. Okay, Hazrat Mahal, she is from Awadh. Hazrat Mahal from Awadh state, which is in UP, northern UP. She participated from the Lucknow. Like that. Like that, for other competitive exams, these are important. These three things are important. For the UPSC, for the civil services, impact is important. Impact on the Indian society. Impact of the 1857 revolt is more important than compared to the others. This is for other competitive exams, that is the state service commissions, state public service commissions. For other exams, these three things are important. For the UPSC, impact is important. After the war, what is the drastical change that made in India by the Britishers? Both in London is the supervisory body, and in India, that is the administrative body. Both in the supervisory body and in the administrative policies, what is the drastical change? What is the drastical steps that was taken by the Britishers? That is important for the UPSC. And still, after the war, with these drastical changes, what is our analysis? That is important. Okay, after the 1858 war, after the 1857 war, British government, that is the Queen Elizabeth, she made a one word, that is the no annexation further. Don't annex any territory further. That is the declaration which was given openly by the Queen of the British. That is after 1857. No further annexation. Okay, that was the result given by the Queen Elizabeth after 1857. Okay, these are the impacts. So many impacts are there. Okay, so much drastical change was there. I'm not explaining because the board of control, from here only, Secretary of the State was created in London, and in the Governor General was changed as the Viceroy. Like that, so many changes, both in administration. In the administration, so many changes are there. In the supervisory, so many changes are there. And in the judiciary system, so many changes are there. Okay, and in the religious beliefs also. British Queen directly told that, she declared directly, don't interfere in the religious affairs of the India. Never interfere in any religious affairs. Don't hurt any religious sentiments of the Indian people. That was directly told by the British Queen, because Orthodox people participated here. Orthodox people participated, that's why British Queen gave this declaration. Okay, and the doctrine of lapse was abolished because the kings participated. That's why after the war, doctrine of lapse, which was established by the Dalhousie, was removed. Okay, and these are the drastical changes. And the sepoys, before it was, sepoys are 6 persons and the British soldiers are 1 person only. 1 person. After this, it was changed into 1:6. Sepoy is 1 and the British soldiers are 6 persons, Britishers. That is regarding the sepoys. For the kings, doctrine of lapse was abolished. For the Jamindars, they made some treaties with the Jamindars. Okay, like that with everyone, they made the changes. Like that, the Indian society also was changed, both in administration and in judiciary, and the religious and the cultural aspects also. Don't interfere in the cultural aspects of the Indian people, because they made a good thing, that is the abolition of the sati, widow remarriages are very, very good things. But the religious sentiments of some of the Orthodox people was hurted. Because of this, the Queen directly declared that not to interfere in any religious affairs. Don't hurt the sentiments of the Indians. Okay, that is the impact. Okay, after this impact, my main question is, British Queen and some of the Europeans, most of the European historians, they told that this is very, very important for the civil servants. This is important, particularly for the optionals. Okay. Some of the European historians, surely they are very favorable to their own country. Okay. They are telling that it is not at all a revolt. It is not at all a revolt. It is a mutiny. It is a mutiny. 1857 revolt is not a revolt. It is just a mutiny. This was the quotation given by the Europeans. This is the question that appeared in one of the paper. That is comment. This is the question. In this way the questions are. Okay. It is 1857. It means 1857. 1857 is not at all a revolt. It is just a mutiny. Comment. It is the questions in options. Okay. What is the difference between the revolt and the mutiny? The revolt can be on anything, on any person, on any sector, on any body of the government. That is the revolt. But the mutiny means it is particularly related to the military only. The revolt in the military is called as a mutiny. Mutiny is a type of revolt. Okay. The revolt that particularly arises in the military sector or in the regiments of the military, that is called as a mutiny. That is mutiny. Okay. Means the subordinates revolted against the officers, higher officials. That is called the mutiny. Okay. Some of the European historians, they will be favored to their own country. That's why they told that it is not at all a revolt, it is just a mutiny. It is a fighting between the subordinates complaining against the higher officials. That is this 1857 revolt. It is not a revolt, it is a mutiny only. That was the argument given by the European historians. This is the question appeared in one of the papers. Okay. And another question is there. See, this is a critical analysis. B.D. Savarkar he is a great nationalist at that time. He quoted them. He is the founder of the Abhinav Bharat also. Abhinav Bharat. Don't remember the factual information. He is a B.D. Savarkar. He is a great nationalist. He quoted one thing, that is the 1857 revolt is a first war of national independence. First war of national independence. It is the first war of national independence. Okay, comment. This is a question. 1857 revolt is the first national war of independence. First national war of independence. Write down in this way, it is clear. It will be very nice. First national war of independence. Okay. 1857 revolt is the first national war of independence. Comment. This is the question which was appeared in one of the exam. In 1 year. See, these are the previous questions only. Okay. First national war of independence. First thing. We have to comment. It was directly given by the Indian only, but we have to justify it. Comment means we have to tell what is correct and what is wrong. Is there any information which is genuine or not? We have to identify it. Okay. Don't bother whether it was given by the Indian or not. Okay, they won't tell also. They won't tell it will be given by the B.D. Savarkar also. Just they will quote this one. 1857 revolt is a first national war of independence. Comment. Okay. Is it a first war? Is it a first war? No, not at all. Because before 1857 also, hundreds of revolts was there, which was taken up by the tribal people. Tribal people are the first people who fight against the British than the common people. Than the common people, the tribal people, that is the Kond tribes, Mundas, these are the people, these are the tribal people, okay, who fought against Santals. These are the tribal people who revolted against the British. Hundreds of tribal wars were there. Hundreds of revolts are there. Okay, before 1857, hundreds of tribal revolts are there. So it is not at all a first war. Okay, one is war. Now next thing, it is a national war. Is it a national war? No, not at all. Because neither the country nor the nation participated here. Neither the country nor the nation. Country nor the nation. Neither the country nor the nation participated here. See, I will explain. Country, the land territory means the country. Land territory is the literary meaning of the country. Nation, the population is called as a nation. That is the literary meanings of the country and the nation. Only 20% of the land territory only participated here. Only 20% of the land territory. From the Delhi side, from the Meerut side, from the Lucknow, from the Bihar side, and some of the parts of the Jharkhand area, and Jhansi, and some of the Maratha places. From these areas only they participated. Only 20% only. Okay? Okay, if we see the nation, they are telling that first national war, no? Nation. Is it a national war? No, not at all. Because only 5% of the section of the people participated. Only 5%. Okay. Only 5%. See, I will explain. Sipahs participated. Surely Sipahs participated. But only the Hindus and the Muslims only participated. Isn't it? Sikhs are there, other religion people are there, so many people are there. But only from the Sikh people, only from the Hindus and the Muslims only participated. The only Hindus and Muslims participated is nothing but the 1857 revolt. Okay, that is about the Sepoys. And come to the kings. Okay, the kings who affected with the doctrine of lapse only participated here. Other kings, they didn't participate. The kings just there, the kings who affected with the doctrine of lapse. The victims of the doctrine of lapse only participated here. No other kings participated here. That is about the kings. Okay. See, at that time, 1,000 kingdoms are there in India. Small kingdoms, like 1,000 kingdoms are there in India. But they didn't participate here. Only 5 kings, 5 to 6 kings only participated. That too who affected with the doctrine of lapse only. Again, hundreds of kingdoms are there in India at that time. Okay, they didn't participate here. Okay, that is about the kings. And Jamindars, those who affected with the Britishers only participated. And the artisans and the peasants also like that. And the Orthodox people, only Brahminical society only participated here. No other caste, no other religion people participated here. Okay, if you see like that, only 5% of the national population was participated here. So it is not a national war also. It is not only a first war, it's not a national war also. And the independence. Are they fighting for the independence? They are fighting for their own reasons, not for the independence. Okay. They are fighting just for their own reasons, not for the independence. That is so it is not a independent war also. It is neither a first war, nor a national war, and neither for the independence. They didn't fight for the independence. They fought for their own reasons. Sepoys for the promotions. Like that. Okay, I have already told you what are the causes. Okay, just the reverse is they were fighting for. Okay. That is about the 1857 revolt. See, my intention is not to explain about the 1857 revolt. My intention is to give the idea how the questions will be. See, one quotation will be there. Indian kings act as the breakwaters for this revolt. That was the quotation given by one of the British officer. Indian kings act as the breakwaters only. Means our Indian kings only suppress this revolt. That is the meaning of the revolt. Means only 5% of the kings only participated. Remaining 95% of the kings, they didn't participate. Because of the Britishers took the help of other kings and they suppressed this revolt. Okay, that is the thing here. Now see, I told this example means from this example only you have to know what we have to study and in which way we have to study. This is resembles to every option. Every option in this way only the questions will be. We will study everything based on that the critical analysis will be there. That critical analysis only nothing but our optional subject. Okay. Before opting any optional, just see which is useful and which is interesting, and we have to read for so many years. Okay, we have to prepare. Okay, in a single attempt or the twice attempt we can't achieve. That is the 20% of the people will achieve, or the some of the people, most of the people, that is 80% of the people that took the more years. Okay, that we have to keep in mind, and based on that, based on our interest, we have to opt the option. Don't bother about the vastness and the yes, nothing, because that is different. That is not at all a matter. If that is a matter, no student in India will opt the history option. Okay, so don't bother about the vastness. Vastness is nothing but because it takes 1 month extra for the preparation. It takes just 1 month extra when compared to the other options. The advantages are that they are helpful in the GS and the preliminary and the mains, and particularly in the essay writing, history plays a very key role. Particularly in the essay writing. See, essay writing, for every essay, we have to give the background. That is more important. And exclusive one essay will be based more on the history topic. Will be more related to the one history topic. So, by keeping the merits and the demerits just on the opt the option, which is okay. This is about the history option. Okay. Thank you.
You are currently